JLPT N2 test. This is my advice to people who want to learn Japanese and some common mistakes and pitfalls that I see for people who are just starting out. Number 1. Skipping review. The people who review what they learned versus the people who don't learn significantly faster. Not revisiting previous material can lead to forgetting and just wasting a lot of time. Use a spaced repetition system like Anki to optimize your learning. Number 2, forgetting to practice with native speakers. When you practice alone or speaking with non-native speakers, you're going to make a lot of mistakes that you don't catch. And once you've made the same mistake over and over, it becomes almost set in stone and extremely hard to unlearn. I actually learned French from grade 1 all the way until high school graduation, and I learned mostly from non-native speakers, so to this day I still have a lot of weird speaking patterns and an accent that is almost impossible to get rid of. Make sure to practice speaking with native speakers on platforms like italki, link in the description box below. Number 3, neglecting pronunciation. Japanese pronunciation is crucial, and if you make a mistake, it can lead to a lot of misunderstandings. Make sure to practice speaking and listening to get the pronunciation right. Number 4, overlooking kanji. Many beginners focus so much on hiragana and katakana, but essentially disregard kanji. While kanji can be complex, it's essential for understanding Japanese. If you don't learn kanji, it's going to be extremely hard for you in the long run and just slow down your progress. Number 5, forgetting politeness levels. Japanese has different levels of politeness, and using the wrong one in the wrong situation can be considered a little bit rude. So be aware of formal and informal speech and make sure to use them in the proper context. Number 6, over-reliance on translation. Relying too much on your native language can hinder your ability to think in Japanese. Try to understand Japanese intuitively whenever possible. Number 7, ignoring sentence structure. Japanese sentence structure is typically subject, object, verb, which is different from English's subject, verb, object. Make sure to practice constructing sentences in the correct order. Number 8, lack of consistent practice. Sporadic study sessions can lead to slow progress. When I first started learning Japanese, it took me months to learn kana because I would study for a week and then not study for months. Consistent practice is key to language learning. It also helps to retain and build upon what you have already learned. Number 9, overloading with material. Trying to learn too many words or concepts at once without actually taking the time to retain what you've learned is a very common pitfall I see in beginners. Jumping from what you just learned to the next thing without even understanding what you just learned is a complete waste of time. Craft a study routine for yourself that is simple and sustainable to follow. Number 10, not understanding context clues. Japanese relies heavily on context for meaning. You don't always need to start your sentence with watashi. You can pay attention to the context to get the full meaning. Number 11, skipping listening practice. Not listening to native speakers can impede your comprehension and pronunciation. Make sure to expose yourself to spoken Japanese through mediums like podcasts, music, anime, or YouTubers. Number 12, join a language group. Find a study group or online community where you can practice speaking and get feedback. When you join a study group or online community, it gives you the motivation to keep going, as well as learning about new resources from the people in your group. Number 13, set realistic goals. Break your learning into manageable chunks. For example, set goals like learning 10 new words a week or mastering a particular grammar point. This way, you won't get burnt out from cramming. Number 14, immerse yourself. Surround yourself with Japanese through mediums like TV or YouTube, music, movies, Netflix, anything. Just make sure to immerse yourself in the language. Number 15, use flashcards. You can use apps like Anki or Memrise to memorize the words and vocabulary and other things that you have just learned. This will help you to actually get the words flashcards into your brain, and you can do them anywhere you are. You could even make physical flashcards. Number 16, make use of Japanese classes if they are available to you. Actually, for some reason, when I first started learning Japanese, I would pride myself on being self-taught, and I didn't take any classes when they were available to me, which really ended up hindering my progress, and I could have been 10 times better than what I am now if I had just taken classes instead of trying to feed my ego and my pride. So if you have some classes available to you, make sure to take advantage of them. Number 17, explore Japanese culture. If you have the chance, take part in some activities hosted by your local city, or even take a trip to Japan. Learning Japanese culture is very essential to knowing context clues within the language. So if you interact with the culture, it will really help on your language learning journey. Number 18, practice writing. If you come to study abroad in Japan and you can't even write your own address, it's going to be super embarrassing for you. I see a lot of people online saying you don't need to know how to write. Everybody uses computers now. Everybody uses their phone now. But if you need to do some kind of paperwork when you come here, it's going to be extremely embarrassing for you when you don't even know how to write your own name, you don't know how to write your own address. It's just a mess. Number 19, engage in language exchange. You can do this by making friends or just going out and meeting people, going to conventions, or meeting people online. This way you will be able to have a friend that you can consistently talk to, and it's just good to have friends in general. Number 20, be patient and persistent. Don't quit at any little challenge that you might face. Keep trying, keep studying, and keep going. Make sure to celebrate your wins and don't get discouraged by challenges. If you want to know how to start studying Japanese as a beginner, I think you'll like this video right here.